So, hi, good evening, friends, and good evening to everyone. So, today here we are back again with a new learning which we have learned from our PIM session. So, friends, I will just brief you about what is a PIM. PIM session is run by our mentor and coach, Mr. Vijay Khandal, who is a executive director at John C. Maxwell, certified coach, and there are very few people in India. He is one of them. Like out of seven people in India who has been certified by John C. Maxwell personally, he is one of them. And what he covers in that session is that he teaches and teaches about the growth journey, how to overcome fear, and apart from that, there is also a book reading club where people overcome their fearing and enhance their public speaking skills. So today we are going to discuss on a beautiful learning which we had this Saturday on the four bottlenecks of decision makings. So I will introduce my friend. Along with me is my good friend Abhishek, who will share his thought. So hi Abhishek, good evening.
Hi Manoj, good evening.
Yeah,
Good evening all.
yes,
So just to introduce myself, my name is Abhishek J. Chaturvedi, and in fact I'm a business development professional in telecom industry. And along with that, I keep interest in personal growth, and that is why I'm a part of Peak Impact Mentorship, where basically we learn and grow together. And I'm looking basically for the next session very impatiently as such.
yeah.
Thank you, Manoj, for
So
inviting me.
fine. So let me I'll introduce myself also. I missed out. So hi, myself Manoj Mandal. I am based out of Bangalore, and I have total 14 years of experience. And I am associated with PIM, and I have learned and I have seen lots of changes in myself. So let's start with our say as Abhishek we discussed that today we are going to share our learning from the what we learned from the last session as four bottlenecks of decision making. So let's go with the first question. So what is a narrow framing and what is it problem?
See, basically, first of all, it is what John C. Maxwell says ki we need to share what we are learning now. So, and with that, coming back to your question, uh, see, a lot of time, no, we put or either will do this or we will do that. ओके फॉर एग्जांपल कि मैं हेल्थ पे ध्यान दूं या फिर मैं जॉब पे ध्यान दूं, मैं फैमिली रिलेशन पे ध्यान दूं या फिर मैं जॉब पे ध्यान दूं, मैं अपनी बिजनेस पे ध्यान दूं या फिर मैं अपनी जॉब पे ध्यान दूं. ठीक है. सो लॉट ऑफ टाइम वी पुट दैट और इन बिटवीन. सो बेसिकली नो हम आज की टेक्नोलॉजी में डिजिटल उसमें कंप्यूटर उसमें ना बाइनरी पढ़ते पढ़ते हम अपनी लाइफ को भी बाइनरी बना लिया हमने. तो हमेशा हम और में सोचते हैं रादर देन दैट वी नीड टू ये थिंक इन ये फॉर्म ऑफ and that is what Vijay says in his session ki boss we should stop no choosing one at expense of other. First of all we should decide our goal based on our role in life, and then we should know whatever are the important parameters there we should put कि बॉस इसके साथ मैं ये कैसे करूं, हाउ कैन आई शुड बी वर्ड rather than no or. So how can I build my family relation along with my job? How can I build a business for me along with my job? So that is what is narrow framing and how we can overcome it basically. And it was a beautiful session the way Vijay had given all those polls and all. I mean that was astounding as such.
Yeah, the most good part was that the binary thinking, this and that. We tend to do that, and as it's an intentional approach. So we should change our mindset by with this. How can I do some other things in a better way?
But before that, we should know what our role, or I mean, what our role in life is, and that basically comes from the circle of life. So we have
Yeah,
to be very clear, in fact, on that before we can decide on anything.
yeah, Abhishek. So shall we move on to the next
Sure,
question?
all
So what are the
yours.
two ways we take decisions?
See, normally we take decision based on either our guts I mean, if we feel like this is correct, this is not correct, or we apply logic. And
Yeah.
believe me, decision taken both the ways at times backfire. At times, or mostly backfire. In fact, if we are taking only decision based on our guts, it backfires. If we are taking decision only based on logic, again it backfires. And in fact, a lot of time we have seen the geniuses taking decision which has backfired just because they went with the logic. And in fact, Ben Franklin, his method was key was you put pros and cons of any thing over which you are deciding, then cut one pros to one cons, and then which wins, you take that decision. So even that was too logical, and probably that always backfires.
Yeah, true. So as also we have seen most of the times the wrong decision or wrong thinking makes a company from height to it falls down to the earth. We have seen that also.
Yep.
Yeah. So we'll move on to the next question. What is confirmation bias?
I mean, this is something which we are victim day in day out. uh, when we have certain frame of mind, and we go on a Google to search, because there we find a lot of data, and then we search in a way कि we find something which supports us. ठीक है. For example, say we talk about Narendra Modi. There would be, if you try to find out why he is not good, you'll be finding 10,000 reasons on Google. Why he is good, you'll be finding again 10,000 reasons on Google. So no, the way we want to support our decision, we go and search that way. And believe me, logically you can convince yourself either way of a decision. If you want to do something, then also you can convince yourself. If you don't want to do this thing, again you can convince yourself. So the way we approach a solution, and we basically you go and search for data to support, so that we get a हम संतुष्ट हो कि भाई हमने अच्छा सारा रिसर्च करके डिसीजन लिया है. But end of the day, that becomes a biased one also, because that is the way we search it.
Correct.
So
Yeah,
that
that's
is
the,
basically what confirmation bias is.
yeah. Always this bias itself says lots of things, like what we say, and that is the good thing which we have seen. So let's move to the next. So, what short-term emotions push you in wrong decision making? How short-term emotions push you in a wrong decision making?
uh, uh, Short-term emotions, basically, at times we are doing something, we get emotionally attached to it. I'll give you a very simple example of Nokia. Nokia got so attached with Symbian, it did not see Android coming in, and that is why a company which was so powerful, probably everyone was carrying Nokia. One point of time, today Nokia is nowhere. So that is where emotions basically come into play when we make our decisions, because no, we try to stick to something to which we are emotionally attached. And the best example, if you see the company Intel, there was
Hmm.
a scenario when they were only making memory chips, and Japanese companies started making memory chips which was much, much, much better than what Intel was making. So no, they took a right decision, in fact, and they started focusing on processor business rather than on the memory chip. And that was the decision where they could come out of emotional push as such. And that is why, if you would have invested in Intel at that time when they started building processors, $1,000 today you would be valued at more than $10,400. In fact, I mean that is a share price.
Correct.
So, I mean, getting into emotional turmoil, getting emotionally attached to something, and then you're making a decision. I mean, we are bound to make wrong decisions.
Yeah, that's true. Even we have seen in the case of BlackBerry also, they
Exactly.
never pushed, and then that they're nowhere. So there are lots of companies because of this emotional attach. Even the Kodak, how the film rolled, and they never and never, though they had the idea, but they never implemented that. So
And believe me,
of a digital way.
how I'm seeing DSLR. If they
Correct.
don't come up with more innovations like making it smaller in size, maybe sacrificing some features, they will also, I mean, will not survive much then.
Correct.
DSLR
No, even
cameras.
I'll just
Especially.
Correct. Just to highlight, in I was just going through a video in 1885 or 1985. So the memory of I think 25 kbps, it was a huge server kind of a thing. So now you just see 1 GB comes in a slot. So that is how the evolution works. Correct. So let's move on to the. So how overconfidence stops you in making right decision?
See, having confidence is very much required, but then there is a very thin line between being confident and being overconfident. So you can never predict future very perfectly. In fact, a person like Bill Gates, he went wrong at least two quotations which I know about him. The one was ki Windows will never make a 32-bit operating system. It is making today a 64-bit operating system now. And then he said ki a personal desktop will not need more than 637 KB of memory. And if any personal desktop has 640 KB of memory, that should be sufficient. And today, believe me, even 1 TB of memory is what we are seeing in the laptop. Desktop, so you can be even more. So no, we should not be very overconfident in whatever we are seeing today, because whatever we are seeing today may not be a truth tomorrow. When people were talking about aeroplane, there was one thought process because sky is the territory of birds, and we will never be able to reach there. But Wright brothers basically believed, and they reached there, and end of the day. So, and similarly, when people were getting into automotive, basically, then it was said that they can never replace bullock cart. In fact, the earth is for bullock cart and horses. But then today, automotive is a reality. So we can never write off anything just because we cannot imagine it.
True. True,
So
Abhishek.
that
Yes,
is
that's a.
where basically no overconfidence fails us.
Yeah, obviously, we are so overconfident in our decision that we don't make a right decision. That is what happened, and most of the company we have seen fallen down. Not only in companies, even in the career growth, most of them has fallen because of their overconfidence, and that stops them from making the right decision. So we should always work towards making right decision. So that was a very wonderful explanation by you, Abhishek, about the learning. Friends,
Thank you. But then
yeah,
it was not my explanation. It was the explanation what Mr. Vijay gave.
yeah, yeah, that's what.
I mean, this is only fraction of that. So
Yeah,
believe me, how Vijay summarized that, that was very beautiful.
yeah, that's great.
Once we get choices, we analyze the choices, then we make a decision, and then we basically stick with it. But then
Correct.
no, at any point of time, if we got influenced by these four uh, evils as such, our decision is surely going to backfire.
Yeah. Correct. So, friends, so this is a session which Mr. Vijay runs every Saturday. So, if you want to learn and grow yourself, so you can just ping us, and so that you can be a part of the growth journey which Mr. Vijay has taken. That is his goal of life is to at least impact 1 lakh plus people this year. So that is his goal, which I think at this generation, I think no one does that. No one has the capability to do that, at to impact other people's, to make them grow in their life. Uh, so that is a very good part. So be a part of that journey. I think every Saturday, 9 o'clock it starts in the evening. It's a really a good learning session for everyone. So if you people are interested, just let us know on this channel and Facebook. Yeah, Abhishek.
Just
Do
to
you want
add
to
to
highlight
that,
anything? Yeah.
we also run book reading cum public speaking session every Thursday from 9 to 10:30 p.m. See, the benefit is ki entire week you are focused on your own growth. See, when we are in our office, no one focuses on how we are growing. Okay, the manager's job is basically to get the job done end of the day. And there are some managers, I'm not saying ki everyone is similar or they think in the same way. There are managers who are focused on your growth. If you are working under that manager, you are really fortunate, like me. But then in life you should have a mentor also who can basically guide you, who can no who can stop you when you are going wrong, who can basically correct your courses, who can correct your decision when you are making emotionally wrong decision. Then it becomes very important to have a mentor. Yeah, because he is one who can come and stop you there. So I'll suggest everyone to join that particular session. And it is, I mean, we whatever we have learned in how to control our emotions, how to control fear, how to make right decisions, how to be a man of action. So I mean, those things are amazing thing. And believe me, the more if you go for the same courses on John C. Maxwell website, you will not get that in less than 1.5 lakh. So here the charges are only 100 rupee, and that is peanuts. In fact, today we basically spend 100 rupee on worthless things, and this is something which would be transforming you as such. So I suggest very strongly, if you, I mean, you want to join this and keep growing. So I mean, that is it, Manoj, from my side.
Yeah. Fine. So with this, we end the session here, and we'll be back again next week with a new exciting topic. So have a good day and good night, everyone. Thanks, Abhishek, for
Thank
the
you,
lovely
Manoj.
session.
Thanks a lot for watching us. Have a very good night. Thank you.
Good night.